Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us for our latest webinar about using two-way SMS to connect and engage with your user base. I hope you're all settled in and that the audio is good. If there are any technical difficulties during the broadcast, please let us know by leaving a comment in the question box. Also, feel free to leave us questions in the question box and we'll take these at the end. With you today are Filip Ivanišević, InfoBip's two-way guru, and myself, Tomislav Krevzel. Filip, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Thank you, Tomislav, for the introduction. So, as you said, I'm here representing the two-way service inside InfoBip, and I really hope that my knowledge and experience working with both MNOs and businesses around the world will help our attendees today to improve their business.
All right. Thanks for that intro. So just a few words about us. InfoBip is a leading mobile messaging platform and a proactive member of Mobi Forum, the Mobile Marketing Association, the Mobile Ecosystem Forum, and an associate member of the GSMA. We have 10 years of experience working directly with operators, enterprises, and developers, ensuring seamless interaction between businesses and users through mobile, which is our mission, and we do this maintaining a high level of standard service quality and data security. Since 2006, the volume of traffic we've delivered over our platform has grown exponentially, and there's still room to grow. Currently, as you can see right there on the chart, we're doing 6 billion transactions monthly in 2016 so far. In 10 years, the 4-person operation we started out as has grown into a global workforce of 825 strong and growing. As a result of our hard work, InfoBip was voted Best A2P SMS Provider in 2015 by expert organizations spanning the globe. As for where we reside in the mobile ecosystem, we're smack dab right in the middle of it, between enterprises, so banks, SMEs, mom and pop stores, financial institutions, just about anybody looking to connect to their users using our own multi-channel messaging platform. So that's us in a nutshell. Filip, please tell us a little bit more about two-way and how to use it to engage our user base.
Thank you very much, Tomislav. Great introduction as always.
Thank you.
I always like to start with a two-way introduction. Why? Because we have people from different backgrounds here, and I always like to go through the basics of two-way. So what is actually two-way messaging? I always like to say it's the human side of messaging. It's a way how some business, some enterprise is going to get in touch with their customer, with their end users, and their end users can also, give some feedback, send some message back to that application, expressing whether they are satisfied with the service, not satisfied with the service, or, as we have here in the case of Donald Trump, supporting Donald Trump during his campaign. Or, and I really like this case, for example, of Starbucks here, is promoting the SMS shortcode to engage some new customers in the loyalty program. And I'll come back to this example often today because I really think it's a good one. Okay. And just for the once, I know that we have people around the world here on this webinar, so Starbucks is actually a global brand of coffee shops. The first thing that I need to say is that two-way can be performed in two ways. So first is our virtual long number. Virtual long number has a classical format, as we all have our mobile phone number. The same format is also for the virtual long number. Virtual long number is basically the cheaper solution than shortcode that we all know much better. And let us say that we have, for example, virtual long number from Vodafone in UK. If we have that virtual long number, we can receive messages not only from Vodafone UK, but also other MNOs on the market. And for those virtual long numbers, the end user is always charged some kind of a standard peer-to-peer fee. Of course, more famous option for two-way is actually shortcode, of course. And shortcode is 4 to 6 digit long in generally. It can be 3, it can be 7, and we even have some extreme cases like in China where it has 18. So imagine
not easily remember.
Not easily. Imagine dialing it. So it's really important to stress out that shortcode, for example, again, if we have Vodafone UK, if they give you the shortcode, only their subscribers can send messages to that shortcode. And there is also different options for billing of the end user. So message sent to shortcode can either be free for the end user, premium rated. So we all remember when we were sending messages either for some kind of a competition, for someone, for the voice challenge, for Big Brother. Price of SMS here for the end user is always higher. And the standard rated one, so the usual peer-to-peer message.
Yeah. So what I send to you and you back, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And there's some kind of a setup fees, the one-time fees and the monthly fees are generally more expensive than with the virtual number.
Mm-hmm. But this is because they're targeting enterprises, companies, and all that.
Of course,
So
yeah.
They're going to bill more.
Of course. And this is really important slide. So we often get inquiry from, for example, some kind of enterprises and businesses, whether they can send a message with the sender, for example, Starbucks. And they want to get a reply back on that message. But it's really important to stress out that the MO message, so from the end user, for the customer to the application, can be sent only to long numbers and to the shortcodes.
Okay. So no sending back to Starbucks.
No sending back to Starbucks. Yeah.
Oh, unless they buy the number. Speaking of, where can users buy numbers?
Well, we are going to get back to that, right. For sure.
Okay.
We are now going to the live demo, where we are going to show you actually the start of the day, okay. Our portal, and how can you use our portal to improve your business. So
let's do it.
Sure. So I'm now inside our portal, and you can see the domain. So it's portal.infobip.com. You can log in with your credentials if you're already a client of ours, or if you're not our client, you can log in and do the whole account setup in actually 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And so this no reason not to be our client.
That's right, Tomislav. And actually, why we built this tool is to give businesses a simple way to get on the market, to have the fast time to market with their communication services. Today we are going to focus on SMS, but we also have here other services of Infobip like voice, and soon we are also going to have here push notifications. We are going to have email as a part of the portal. And so again, just to repeat, this is the tool that you can start sending messages, start communicating with your end users, customers in a matter of minutes. You don't need to have any development knowledge. You don't have to have, you don't need to any integration, so it's easy as that.
All you need is users to contact.
That's right, right. So, and I'm going to do this presentation where I'm going to show how you can engage new customers, and I am going to use an example that is similar to Starbucks. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show how to engage them in a repeating buying process. Okay. We know this is really, really important.
Very important.
And I'm also going to show you how you can use the portal to get, in the end, the ratings of your service and the product that you introduced. So okay. Let us start from the first step.
Let's.
Okay. So we are here on the campaign overview, and you see that I already have some other campaigns created. Mm-hmm. But of course, if you're using this for the first time, you need to go.
You won't have any of that.
You will not have any of this, of course. And the first thing first, we need to define a new campaign like Starbucks had. Mm-hmm. So we want to put some kind of a shortcode or virtual log number for the potential customers to see, so they can send us messages, and we put them in our database, to target them again with our messaging, with our promo messaging. Mm-hmm. So let us call.
Well, we as the marketer, not as.
Yeah, of course. So let's call this campaign name London Coffee Shop Loyalty Program.
Now, why is the campaign name important?
I mean, you always need to have this campaign name for better organization. Mm-hmm. You are maybe going to have a lot of campaigns, maybe for different coffee shops, and it's really important to have some kind of a identifier for every campaign. Now, this is a really important part. So how do you want to start your campaign? We have 3 options, and I'm going to explain now 2 of them. Send a message. So that's a classical one when you, as a company, as enterprise, sending a message to your customer, to your end user, and they're replying on that message. Or by a trigger one that we are going to show now. And this is the one as we saw in the Starbucks example. So Starbucks have that short code somewhere promoted, and they're waiting messages to come.
So you text into the short code and get 10% off your pumpkin spice latte.
That's right.
And also there's some user data, so it's all good.
Yeah, so this is what we are going to show now. We are going to use one of the virtual long numbers.
Okay.
Okay, we explained before we have short codes and virtual long numbers. For these purposes, I'm going to take the virtual long number.
Okay.
Now, every campaign can be scheduled. So if you want to have some kind of a promotional activity, let's say starting on next Monday, you can organize it for the next Monday here. And let's say we want to start it when the coffee shop opens, so let's say in 6 a.m.
Okay.
And let's say we want to have it for 1 week. We are going to stop it at the 30th of May, and when the coffee shop closes, let's say it's 11 o'clock.
All right.
And we need to choose our time zone, so in this case, this is London, United Kingdom.
This is so that the time corresponds with the area we're targeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course, yeah. Now, keyword, pretty important part of the campaign. What we need to be careful here is, of course, that the keyword is actually similar to the campaign work we are doing. So, keyword can be, for example, coffee one. We don't want here some keyword like, London City, because it's not relevant to what we are offering here.
Makes sense, yeah.
We don't want to put here London City Friday. We don't want to put a long keyword because nobody's going to write a long keyword. We need to face it.
Something short, simple.
Something short and simple. Plus, we always need to look after, for example, 0 and O. Also Z and 2. So there's a similar letters, and we need to put some keyword that is not going to confuse the ones that are going to send the message. And also what is important, not to put only, for example, numerics, because the customers will not know, to what number to send the message and what is actually a keyword.
Makes sense, yeah.
So definitely something simple like, let's say, coffee one.
Which is short, memorable, and relevant to the campaign. So yeah.
Definitely. So this is maybe the most important part here when creating the campaign. And we can here define the action group. So what are we going to do when this keyword reaches our platform? So instead of action group, we can just call this coffee one actions. And here is what we can do. We can either add it to the list, we can remove it from some list, add to blacklist, or send a message. So I'm going to now show add to list and send a message, and then in later phases I'm going to show what the remove from list and add to blacklist mean. Okay, so first send the message. Thank you for your opt-in. Get your free coffee. Get your free coffee, for example. And we also want them to go to a specific list. So we can here add to list. I already have a defined list for this list. So it's a Coffee London opt-in list. Even though you can create a new list here, it's not a problem also.
And that, of course, is the reply that they get once they text in, and
that's right.
They'll redeem the coffee with, while putting themselves on an opt-in list for further customer care marketing campaigns.
That's right. So this is the first step, where we just want to get new customers opted in that we can target them with our promotional activities.
Cool.
Just click launch here, generate report. If you want to get a report on the end of the campaign, we just put send me the report 7 days after the campaign start, and we can write in here, who do we want this report to come? So who needs to be informed?
And what's going to be in the report?
In the report is going to be, all the traffic that is generated. So MO messages sent, so from the customer to the application, and application to the customer messages.
So everything you need to gauge the success of the campaign.
Everything you need, yeah.
All right.
So we just need to click here on launch, and we launch the campaign. Now we can show all the campaigns that we started. And I also want to show you. So I already created some kind of demo campaign so you can see how it looks like. So coffee shop campaign here. let's say that we already did this campaign, and this is how it will look. You have an in-campaign analytics, where you are going to see what is your campaign completion. So if you started the campaign on Monday and it's Tuesday now, your campaign completion is going to be like 13%. Delivery rate, delivery time for all the messages that we send back to our customers, total sent, total received, the total expenses that you had during the campaign, plus you have here the overview of your campaign. And this is going to be even more important and relevant after we are going to get in the second phase in engaging the customers and in the third phase of rating.
Okay.
Now we have our group of a group of subscribers, and now what we want to do is we want to engage them in a repeating buying process. And we all know why that's important. It costs, of course, it costs 3 to 10 times. It's 3 to 10 times more expensive to get a new customer than to engage the existing one in a repeating buying process.
Yep.
And the existing customers spend 67% more than new customers. So this is really, really important to have some kind of a campaign that will keep them engaged.
Definitely.
I mean, of course, you need to have a new customers that this is some sustainable growth that we are going to have, but this is something that we show in the first example.
And of course, you're going to want to bring on new ones to become existing ones and then just have that cycle keep on going. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. So let me now show you what do I mean by engaging the customers in a repeating buying process. So we have another campaign here, and let's say that we as a coffee shop have a new coffee taste. So we can put here new coffee taste campaign.
Okay.
And this time we want to send a message.
Actually, I meant to ask this earlier. We have 3 options, but we only looked at 2. What's the third? What's the number lookup?
Number lookup. Okay, thank you for that. This is really important that you mention. Why? Because number lookup is actually the service that you can use to check if your numbers are valid or not. If your numbers, maybe you have some kind of a database, and you want to check. You don't want to send a message to the numbers that don't exist, are not active anymore.
Yeah.
You can also get here information whether this number is ported to some other network or if the number is in roaming or is it, for example, in UK.
So this is important for like a number of reasons. First of all, I mean, people change numbers, they move from network to network, or sometimes they'll just get a whole new number. The old one won't be reachable anymore. They may not be available for any which reason. They could be in a tunnel. So there's just a lot of stuff that makes it impossible to reach the user during the time of the campaign. So this is useful.
For sure, you can really you can save on cost here a lot using this service. So I always recommend this to both enterprises, small and medium enterprises, to anybody. I really recommend this service.
I mean, your database is only as good as the numbers in it.
Of course, yeah. Now we already have a database of subscribers that we can target. So we click here on Add from Subscribers, and we have our Coffee London opt-in list. Okay, so we are going to target them.
Is there any other way to add users?
Yeah, sure. So if you already have some lists, some Excel sheet, you can just click here on Upload the File, or if you don't want to even go to the Upload the File, you can just copy-paste up to 15,000 numbers here in the tool field. So
okay, that's a lot. I mean, this is also useful for new customers who haven't worked with InfoBit before, who don't have populated subscriber lists, I guess. So if they have a database from before, they could just upload it right here, and that's that.
Of course, you just come here, upload, or just copy-paste the numbers, and you're ready to go.
Perfect.
Yeah. Again, we need to choose one of our virtual numbers here to send the message, and we also need to schedule our campaign. We want for our customer, let's say, acquisition campaign to finish, and then we are going to target them with our new campaign about the new taste of coffee.
Cool.
So it's actually the same procedure here. We need to select our time zone. So we are in London. And now the message goes. Let's say that we have a new coffee taste and we want to promote it some way, and we want to motivate the recipients to come. So we will say new coffee taste available. Get your 10% discount by sending new. And one other important part of the messages, and this is really crucial when you are preparing a campaign, you need to be aware of the regulations on a specific market.
That's right. Yeah.
So a lot of countries now, they have the regulation that you need to have an opt-out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is countries like United States, for example, I know for South Africa, for France, etc., etc. And it's really important to have this option. So we also need to put, if you want to opt out, send us, for example, stop 1.
Okay.
This is really important to have.
Well, how do we know about what the regulations are on our market? Where do we find this out?
Well, the best thing to do is just ask your account manager, your sales manager from InfoBitPan. For sure, he knows the regulations. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have here the motivation. So 10% discount for our customers that opted in, and now we again need to go adding the reply triggers. Mm-hmm. We said that the first keyword that we have is new.
Okay.
And the second is the one that we would like to avoid, of course, is stop.
Nobody wants opt-outs. Yeah.
Stop 1. And this is also important, is that if you already have some keywords that are used in some other campaign, you will be notified here.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no confusion.
No confusion.
All right.
Again, we have our action groups here. And instead of action group 1, we can name this action group new panel message. Okay, and what we can do here is again add it to some list, and we said we can do it, for example, new coffee opt-in list. So I already have this group created, and it's really simple just to create a new one. And of course, we want to thank the ones that opted in. We want to tell them thank you for your opt-in. Get your 10% off in the coffee shop. Okay? Mm-hmm. And the second unwanted one is the opt-out. So this we need to define another action group, opt-out MO. And what you can do here is pretty simple. You just click here on Add to Blacklist. And this Add to Blacklist, it's a part of our address book here. We are not going to go through it, but you have a list where you're going to see all the MSSDNs that opted out from the campaign.
And what do we do with those numbers then?
We cannot target them anymore, mm-hmm. Unless they, give us permission again, mm-hmm. for targeting. But what is good here is that when those numbers go to blacklist, you cannot send the message to them. So we cannot have a scenario where you are going to send some campaign, they are going to be in that Excel sheet that you uploaded or something, mm-hmm. and they will not get the message. So you are not going to get fined for sending spam messages.
So InfoBip has your back.
Yeah, we have your back. We have your back.
Cool. So are we missing anything here, or is this ready to launch?
Well, actually, this is all, and I just remembered that I didn't say something really important mm-hmm. here, and this is, for example, the alerts and advices section. So let's mm-hmm. say that I did not define some part of the campaign here. Mm-hmm. On the right-hand side, I'm going to get alerts. Oh, you know what? You did not, for example, select the sender. You can click here. Which you would need because, of course, that's the reply path. That's of course.
Okay.
And we always need to. We will have here alerts and advices. So no frustration if you cannot launch the campaign. What is happening with the campaign? Mm-hmm. You are going to have here all the alerts and advices why the campaign cannot be launched.
So no panicking. Just check.
No panicking. No panicking.
No alerts. You're good to go.
We are good to go now. Mm-hmm. And what you can do also here is, for example, send a test. Another thing also is that you have here the total message cost and calculation. Mm-hmm. I have price set up for 0, so this is why I don't have any costs, but your costs would here be calculated before the campaign starts. so you don't need to worry, okay, what invoice is going to reach me once I finish this campaign.
Yeah.
And we are ready
Get
to
another
launch.
cost. Perfect.
Definitely.
So you've set up your entire campaign here. You have the opt-in message for anybody who does opt in. You have the blacklist collection just in case somebody decides that they
that's
don't
right.
want coffee. And that's it. That's a
We are ready to go.
campaign right there.
We are ready to go.
Perfect.
We are ready to, engage our customers in a repeat buying process.
All right.
So here is the option to send the test message, and here we have the option to launch the campaign. Together with, again, we can generate report. If it lasts for 7 days, we can put 7, we can put 1 day. And again, we can notify the ones that are involved in the campaign about what is happening.
Perfect.
That's it. Launch the campaign.
So I didn't have a stopwatch or anything, but that looked like we set up an entire campaign in less than 4 minutes.
I think we did. I think we did.
Perfect.
Yeah. So also to show you how this whole flow looks like, I'm going to go into campaign details of the campaign that I created before. So this is how it looks like. And you have the message here. For example, try new coffee today, send this keyword go. And you're going to have here the exact number of people that opted in.
Right.
And you see here 84% people opted in. So we have for sure 21 participants for new tasting of the coffee. And we have 16% of those ones that opted out. We don't want 4 of them, we want that to be less than 16%, but okay, this is the figure. Now, we are now coming to the latest phase of our campaign. So first we collected some new customers, then we send them some messages, taste a new coffee, we engage them in a repeat buying process. But now we also want to know, how happy they are actually with the new coffee, with the service that we offer. This is also something that can be done when creating the campaign. So we want to rate our new coffee here. And again, we are going to have this application to person messaging, because me as a coffee shop, I'm going to send this survey to the ones that attended the coffee shop tasting. We want to send a message to, add from subscribers. So we had new coffee opt-in list.
Which is everybody who redeemed the 10% discount.
That's right, that's right. Again, we are going to choose a reach along number that enables us two-way communication.
Okay.
We can schedule our campaign, so it starts when the whole promo is finished. And what else we can do here is, okay, we can put here, how are you happy with the taste of new coffee? I'm just going to simplify it for these purposes. So, good or bad. And this is the part that I skipped in the last, for the second campaign, is that you can define exactly when you want to send a message. Okay, so we define the time period. This can be from the 1st till the 10th of May.
That's the scheduling.
And that's the scheduling part, but you can also, inside this time interval, you can define exactly when you want to target them. So that can be from, we don't want to send the messages in 7 a.m. We want to send the messages from, let's say, 9 to 17. Okay, or maybe we want to target them after work. People have to go to coffee after work, so we are going to target them, let's say, and we want to target them from 4 o'clock till, 5 o'clock. Yeah, we want them to come to our coffee shop after the end of the working day. And we also can choose, what day of the week we want. We don't want to get messages on Saturday and Sunday. We are targeting them. Yeah,
maybe Saturday at around noon, but okay.
Yeah. But if you're targeting the ones that are working, we want them to just come to us from Monday to Friday.
Perfect. Yep.
We can also define here message sending speed. Let's say.
Why is message sending speed important?
Okay, so message sending speed is important. For example, if I have a coffee shop and I have some kind of a call center, and I say you're going to get 10% discount on our new coffee taste, and you can call on our call center if you want to get more information. So in this way, we are going to avoid that, like all the people that we sent. Let's say that we have 1,000 people. that all of them call in the same time.
Yeah.
So,
or all of them come to the same location at the same time.
Also, yeah,
like
that's also
10,000 people cramming into your tiny
yeah, that's
coffee
also
shop.
that's a really good use case. Yeah, you opened my eyes a bit with this one. Yeah. But so this is the case, and you also can define here the validity period. And why is validity period important? If you have some kind of a campaign that that lasts only for 1 day, you can define then for the message's validity period 24 hours.
Or shorter, yeah. So
or
you
shorter.
have a campaign that's valid for just an hour or 2 hours. So.
That's right. So in case the message is not delivered to a certain customer in 24 hours because who knows what is happening with their mobile phone.
They're in a tunnel?
We are not going to send them the message, after 25, 26 hours because the campaign is already passed. And then he will knock on our door and say, okay, what's happening with the campaign?
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm not going to go into details of Flash and data payload at this moment. So let us go back now on our message creation here. Now, we again have our reply triggers here. And we have here keyword good and keyword bad. Now, again, we need to define some action groups. And what is important with the action group, okay, we received the feedback on the coffee, it's good or bad, but we also want to know how satisfied they are with our staff,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how did you like our staff?
So this is really turning into a whole survey.
Yeah, the whole survey here. And again, just to make it simple, we are going to put good or bad. And again, we have these reply triggers, good, bad. So also, just to stress out, you can use the same keywords in the first round and in the second round. Yeah.
Cool. All right, now this is getting to be quite a long chain of replies and requests. Is there any place that we can have a good overview of the entire flow of this campaign?
Sure. So you have it here on the top. You know.
Okay.
We have the start message. If when someone replies good, bad, it takes to action group number 1. Action group number 1 is here.
Too.
Yeah, that's true. So you cannot be lost here. You have the map. The map is on the top right.
Okay. So if there's anything that I wanted to change, we can do that too.
Of course.
Just once in a click. Perfect.
And in the end, we want to thank everybody for being the participant in our survey. So thank you for voting. And again, everything is ready for our launch. We don't have any alerts and advices. So yeah,
So everything's ready to go.
Everything is ready to go. Let's launch it. Let's go back to all our campaigns. And I'm really excited to show you now this. So I already did some kind of campaigns before this to prepare, of course. And this is how it looks. So beside the general reports, we have campaign completion, delivery rate, delivery time, your total expenses, etc. So this is fully transparent.
All right.
Here is the overview. So what do we get here? Here we see that we have 58% of people thinking that the coffee is great. We have 35% of people thinking that the coffee is good. We have 1 thinks that coffee is bad. Okay. Now, how was your staff? We have 57% of one that attended think that the stuff was helpful, 35% decent, and 1% that it was poor.
Well, somebody was in a bad mood that day.
Somebody's in a bad mood. So you have the whole overview here, and you can understand, how satisfied they are with your coffee, how satisfied they are with your staff. You can get all this information here, and of course in real time.
Perfect.
Now, imagine that you want to know why is this guy in a bad mood.
I would want to know.
Let us create a campaign then just for this guy here. Okay, so poor service rating. Okay, confirm. So we are going to engage this one customer, and we want to ask him why is it poor. Now, again, we can send the message here. So it's the same. This is the group where we are going to send this from. We are going to use our virtual number. We want to send the message right now. Why is it poor? Tell us more. Tell us more. And now when you define these reply triggers, you don't need to put any keyword. You need to put any keyword. Okay, so, we can start this campaign because there is another campaign using any keyword, but just to show you that you don't even have to have the keywords. Okay. You can just put here any keyword, and anything that your customer enters will come to you also.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so they can not write only, okay, this is good, this is bad. They can also elaborate more on why they don't like the service or why don't they like, for example, the coffee.
Yeah, because you can't fit that in just one word.
Yeah, you really cannot. So this is the option that you have when you want to get more detail, some kind of a report from the customer that didn't like your stuff.
Cool.
Okay, so also one important thing that I want to show you are the templates. So you don't have to do every campaign all over again. What you can do just is to create a new template, and you can just put here template name, for example, survey, send a message. We can choose some kind of our virtual number here. And we want to define, for example, the message for the people not satisfied with our service. We can define the template. Why are you not happy with our service? And we just add here a reply trigger, if keyword, and we can put here, for example, any keyword. And again, we just define the message. Thank you for voting. And yeah, survey, we can just save this template.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, and then when we are doing a new campaign, we just go here, use template, and we just choose the survey.
And that's
it. Perfect. So you don't have to do the campaigns all over again. Okay, so we show that you have in-campaign analytics. We show that you the whole information that you got from the messaging can be seen. But I also want to show you the dashboard part, where you can see the overview of all your traffic, whether it's empty, SMS empty, whether it's SMS MO number lookup. Everything can be seen on the dashboard.
Perfect.
So let's, for example, see, this is the hero graph. We call it the hero graph. You can see the sent traffic that you did, the delivery rate, the delivery time that you have. How is your traffic comparing with your other competitors from the same industry? So this is just some demo numbers. This is not real numbers, of course.
I assume they'd be higher.
Yeah, of course they will be higher, and you can choose for what time period. So last month, this month, last week, or some custom.
Yeah. Perfect.
For received messages, you can see, for example, how many customers opted out. So you have here overview of how many blacklist subscribers you have, returning unique received traffic. And below you have completely customizable graphs. For example, here I have delivery rate per network. For example, MO, most active time of the day, my favorite one, to be honest, because you can see exactly when you receive the most MO messages. And why is that important? Because you want to target your users when they are mostly active. So this will definitely influence your return on investment, if you target them when they're mostly active.
So you can use that information to schedule your sent like we went over earlier.
Sure, you can schedule it, and you can define exact time and the day when you want to target them. So Monday at 2 o'clock is our perfect target.
It's coffee hotspot time.
Coffee hotspot time, yeah. And not only that, we can add the chart, and we can do actually a lot more. If you're interested, for example, empty delivery, delivery time, sent messages, received messages, number lookup messages. Let's say you want sent messages, you can choose here whether you want to do it by country, by network, and you can just enter, so let's say it's per country. We can choose United Kingdom, we can put France, so you can do graphs, as you need, as you want. Everything can be seen here. Okay.
And this is actually the most important part, where we have just live feedback on the success of our campaigns.
That's right. So you can have your information in real time. You see the last 15 minutes. You can see the traffic in real time.
All right. So everything we need to know as we need to know it for the period we need to know it.
Yeah, that's right.
Complete overview.
And this is only the part that I'm showing you.
It's just the surface.
Yeah, this is just on the surface. Now, a really important part also is the reporting part. And here on the reports, you get much more detailed report on your traffic. So again, we need to define a report name, and we can call it coffee shop report sent by. So okay, in this case, it's all users. We are not going to go into the whole user story at the moment. And now you can choose whether you want to get an overview of your service. So for SMS, for example, for MO, for number lookup, etc. If you want to get reports per campaign, and here we have our, for example, new coffee offer report.
Which and will be campaign specific then, yeah.
That will be campaign specific.
Where a service we get everything that goes over our entire channel.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And we can do it per sender. We know that we used, for example, virtual long number. I think it was this one that we used, and we can use for this sender we can get all the information.
Perfect.
So also here the data ranges. So you can get it for yesterday, for last week, last month, for the billing period. So every time when we finalize the list of the list of messages that you paid for, this can be generated to you. And a really important feature here is that you can automate it. So you don't need to generate it on your own. You can just get it automatically when the billing period is finished, or last month, or for last week. You can get, no, for every day you can get notification. Just need to put your email here, and you will get a notification.
Cool.
And one other, and I would say the last thing that I would like to show you here is that in some cases, let's say that you and I, we are opted in for some kind of campaign to receive the messages from the coffee shop. You get the message, I don't get the message, and I'm calling the coffee shop and asking, okay, why didn't I get my invitation for, I opted in, I did not get my invitation for my coffee.
You're feeling left out.
I'm feeling left out. I don't want to feel left out, And this is on the logs part. You can check, so me as a coffee shop, I can check what happened with that message. So let me just dial in the number, and let's say, okay, from 1st of May, I want to check what happened with that message. I click here on search log, and I can see exactly what happened with that message. So this is sent at Downnet, and what's the status? So the message is delivered, for example. If it was not delivered, it will write here, not delivered. And you can also get more details why it's not delivered over the reports. Yeah, some that we showed here.
That's right.
Okay, I think that my 45 minutes is finished, so I think it's our time for questions.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
let's have a look at the question box.
Okay, so
right now we have a question from Oleg. I hope I said that right. Oleg asks, can I start using VLN numbers right away when I buy the number? Can you?
Okay, yeah, so actually, yeah, just to show you also this pretty quickly, under the settings, you can also go here under the numbers, and you're going to see the overview of all the numbers, but you can also here buy the number. And here you can choose, for example, I don't know, Sweden. And here you can directly buy your number. We are not going to charge you for the whole month if you bought it on the mid of month. We are going to charge you for only for the days that are left of this month.
Okay.
And also what is important is that once you buy the number here, you cannot just start using it. You need to contact your account manager just to set up the routes.
Okay.
But you can buy the number here.
All right.
Okay.
More questions?
Sure.
Let's look at John. John asks, what kind of message forwarding do you have for two-way?
Okay, so thank you. It was, I think, it was John, was it?
John. That's right.
Okay, thank you, John, for asking. And actually, if we are not talking about this portal where you saw how we're forwarding the MO messages, we can push it to your platform over SMTP, HTTP. We can even push the messages on your email.
Okay. More questions. We have Rita who asks, can I stop and edit campaigns at any time?
Okay, that's actually a good question, Rita. What you can do is when you go here under SMS, if we have, for example, here return new coffee campaign, you can stop here. You can stop the campaign. Okay, and once you stop it, okay, we stop it, and it's return new coffee campaign. What you can do is where is it? It's under the stop. What you can do is, for example, clone it here, and you will get the same campaign, but you need to relaunch it and do the modifications.
Well, yeah, still, it's cool. It's a nice feature to have.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think we have a question.
Last question, I think. Do we? Hold on.
Yeah, that's Alconia. The question is, can we repeat the task of message speed? Sure. So we were here inside, just a second. So we were creating a campaign, going on the new campaign. And here are the message options. And this is the message sending speed. Now, we have here different speed units, whether it's per second, per minute, per hour, per day. And why do we use it? We use it because in some cases we have a client that are sending messages with, for example, the phone number of their call center. And if we are going to send, for example, 1,000 messages per minute with this number of the call center inside the message body, then the call center is going to be congested. And then, of course, you're going to have clients rating your service poorly because your call center did not have enough resources to handle all the inputs, all the requests. So, yeah, this is why we adjusted this message sending speed. Plus, Tomislav, the use case that you mentioned was pretty cool. You don't want to.
Congestion.
Yeah, you don't want to, I mean, you want to have a lot of clients, but again,
you want to be able to service them too.
Yeah, but you want to be able to service them also.
So it makes sense with the call centers as well. And also, there's just a wide range of applications where it can be used, where you don't want all your resources blocked, be it a call line or a coffee shop floor.
Okay, so we have another question from Manuel. So Manuel, your question is, what is your opinion about including URL links on SMS campaigns? I mean, that's a really wide, broad question, and I'm for it. I know I'm definitely for it. You can use it in different ways to get more information from your end users, from your customers. You want to, I mean, what we have our social invites service where, if you're using an application and you want to recommend this application to some other user that is not using it at the moment, we send a message with the URL links. So again, this is something that we do, so definitely I'm pro.
Yeah, it also opens up a whole new list of possibilities and opportunities that you can do with client data collection. So you're monitoring the click-through ratio of your campaign, which is good, but while on your site or on the site that you're pointing them towards, there's really just no end to the possibilities that you have to really engage with your client there as well.
Okay, so yeah, Tomislav, that was a really good input. I have another question from Alconia. So when we put a URL link, can we get statistic of how many clicks the link got? So not at this stage of the portal, but we do have this option generally in InfoBip. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Tomislav, correct me. We do have this option of tracking, but inside the portal at this stage, no, but it is something that is planned. So thank you, Alconia, that's a really, really good question.
Well, I think that really just wraps up everything at this point. Don't know if we really have any more time for questions. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. If you do have any more questions about the service and what we can do for you, please contact either us, your account managers if you're already with InfoBip, or use the contact options available to you on our website. You can also follow us for any updates on the portal. We're on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, just about anywhere. And yeah, that's it for today. Philip, I want to thank you again for really going through the portal, showing everybody how to get a campaign up and started, and I think it was less than 4 minutes. Good on us for that.
Yeah.
So it's a great tool. There's really nothing I have to add. You did a great job.
I want to thank again all the participants that we had on the webinar. Thank you for giving us your time. I really hope that I gave you some suggestions on how to improve your current business. And I would just like to repeat, as Tomislav said, we are here for you. If you have any questions, we will be here to answer. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.